Hello YouTube friends, welcome to the last homely house. I'm Kate and I'm down in my cabin today and I'm catching up on stitching this Liberty Tumbling Blocks quilt that I'm making for my youngest granddaughter. It's all in its component parts here, the little bits here, the little clip together bits here, and then the finished hexagon. What I love about this block is that these diamonds, when you put three together, they make a hexagon, and I like that very much. Just recently I've introduced some new colours. I was making these in these four, I'm using this solid on the top here, and I was using these four: pale blue, pale pink, slightly lighter, darker pink, slightly darker blue, and I've introduced some darker blue and some darker pink. Just to add, add that into the mix a little bit. So we've got blocks that look like this now. And have I got a blue one? A dark blue one? No, I haven't got into those yet because I've only just started experimenting with these new colours. I wasn't sure I was going to like them, but I do like them very much. It's still going to be quite a pastel sort of quilt, but it means these darker blues means that I can get in some of these darker colours, which I love. I just love some of these darker colours. So it's going to, I think it's going to make it a more useful quilt. I mean, my little granddaughter's not quite 2, but I'm going to make this the same size as I made Agnes's quilt, if you remember that one way back. I started that one as a tiny little cot quilt, and the same with this, but then it's grown and grown, and Agnes's quilt is now suitable for a single bed size. Well, that's my hope for this one too. And so I think it'll be more useful if it's not so baby pink and blue. It's got some darker colours in. That's my reasoning behind that there. So I've got long way to go with this one yet. But if you remember Agnes's hexagon quilt, her big colour wash hexagon quilt, took me 3 years to do. And so no one's in a hurry for this one. I'm also making a hand-stitched quilt for my grandson as well, which is quite different. I enjoy switching between that one and this one, depending on what kind of mood I'm in. But with this one, I'm stitching some of these new colours together to see how they mix in with some of the established blocks that I've made. And the cabin's a good place to do that. It's really, everything's down here. It's really nice and quiet. I love it down here. It's raining today, but it's actually cosy and warm in here. So it's a good place to be. But there is another reason why I'm down in the cabin, not just because I love being here. My kitchen looks like a building site at the moment, because finally, after years and years of thinking about it and talking to John about it, John's my son and he's a cabinet maker, and he makes exquisite furniture and beautiful fitted things as well. And so I've been asking John to help me and give me advice about how to do this for ages now, years in fact. And so now is the time. So my kitchen has been completely emptied out. All the stuff. Don't we accumulate stuff? I was emptying out cupboards. I was emptying out the cupboard with the tins in and the packs of flour and all of that kind of thing. And I'm thinking, why did I buy a new pack of flour when there was already 2 open packs of flour? Do you do that? Well, sadly I do. And so I've got to not put back all of these things that are either out of date or that I just don't want or don't use anymore, but find new homes for them. And because this is going to be quite a nice, smart new kitchen, I don't really want to fill it back up with clutter again. So it's going to be hard because at the moment everything's stored in my sitting room. So I feel as though I'm clambering over all these possessions. I think we have way, way too many possessions. It's just crazy the amount of stuff we own. But then when I look at each one, I think, oh, I really like that. Oh no, I can't get rid of that. I think you maybe recognise yourself in this, do you? I think maybe you do. Anyway, while all of this has been going on, I've been without electricity, and it's been an upside down kind of a mess, and so it's been very nice to have the cabin to retreat to. So what I'm loving about this project then is having so many of these base pieces made. So this is what I mean by the base pieces here. Already basted, loads and loads of these. And so now that I need to put another one here, I can go into my box and have a look. Let's see which one, what would go nicely there. That would. Oh look, I've got some here pinned together that are actually already in their trios. But I want one for this one now because this one's in my hand. That's a beautiful colour, isn't it? This is a fabric called Wiltshire Berry, and this is all Liberty fabric that I'm using here. And this Wiltshire Berry, they do it in lots and lots of different colours. I'll find you the pink one. There's the pink one. And they do this beautiful, beautiful pattern in lots of different colours. I may even have the dark red one here. Oh look, there's the dark blue one. Let's put all my Wiltshire Berries here and we'll have a little look at them. There now. I think I have a red one somewhere. Let's see. I definitely have it. I used it in when I made Annabelle and Josh's quilt. That was the courthouse step quilt that I made for my goddaughter for her wedding. And I used a lot of that red Wiltshire Berry in that quilt. Now I'm not immediately seeing it here, but there must be some up in the house. That's fine. Oh, it's beautiful fabric. No, I can't immediately see it. Never mind. Okay then, so I'll choose this one, I think. So I'm a thread baster, and there's glue basting and different ways of basting, and I like this way. It means that at the end of this quilt, when it's all stitched together, we'll have that magnificent day where I've got to take all of these papers out. And I know that that's something that people ask me sometimes, people who aren't that familiar with English paper piecing, which is what this is. And they say, well, what do you do with the papers? Surely when you wash it, all the papers go soggy. Well, when I've finally got to the point where this quilt's all stitched together, and before I lay it in the quilt sandwich and start basting it, I'll be taking all the papers out, and that'll be a day, I can tell you. I'll definitely bring you along for that one. But it won't be for some time yet, I don't think. Not at all. So while I'm stitching away on this then, having a lovely time, I'm going to invite you up to my kitchen to have a look at the big old mess it all is, and also what my thoughts and plans for it are, and its halfway stage and what's been happening up there. So come up to the kitchen with me now and I'll show you all of that. Okay guys, ready when you are. So the kitchen units are all gone now. And this is what it looks like, a big old mess. But in a few weeks' time, this is going to look fantastic. But not as quick as I hoped. It's going to be 3 or 4 weeks before this looks nice. So come on, let me show you what's happening in my kitchen. It looks very different, doesn't it? Everything's gone out of here now, and I'll explain to you some of the things that are staying and some of the things that are getting changed. So the first thing you needn't worry about is the pink walls, because although it looks a bit of a mess here with big holes here where the electric sockets are all going to get moved around, I am going to have the walls painted pink again, and the same colour pink because I really love it. But while we're talking about colour, if we look at this run of cupboards here, now there's been a lot of reasons why I've wanted to do this, and the main reason is how high this work surface has always been the whole time I've been using it. I've always felt like I need to be on tiptoes to try and chop things at this work surface here. So what's happened now is that the work surface is now in line with the cooker and so it's the right height for me. The sink's a little bit lower, and so I can actually wash up now without having to stand on a box. So I really like that about it. I like it. So in making this anew, there was the chance to change the colour of the cupboard doors. Now, years ago, I repainted all the doors here, and I painted them that green there, which is it's a beautiful colour. I like it very much, but it really gets very dirty. It just shows the dirt. It's hard to keep it clean. I'm not somebody who really enjoys scrubbing kitchen cupboard doors. So these cupboard doors then are this beautiful green, and I chose this green with my son Owen. He and I looked at all the not paint swatches, but all the Pantone colours in fact, and we selected them. This one, not this one, that's got a bit too much blue in it, all of that, and I really relied on Owen to help me choose these colours, and I think he's made a smashing job. I really, really love this green. It's a lot of the green in the window. It works very, very well indeed. So this then, this cupboard over here, and John made me this dresser top years and years ago. He made this for me out of maple, but he just put it on top of the cupboard that was there, and so now he's making me a new unit to go on the bottom of that, which will make this look like a proper dresser, and that's going to be the same wood, maple, on the bottom. So this is going to be wood, and this is painted green, so I think that's going to look quite nice, those two things together. And then what else? The cooker is new. Now, I don't know, electric hobs, induction hobs, I haven't really got the hang of this cooker yet. It's fitted now, it needs a proper switch there, and let me tell you a little bit about the switches I've got. So I need switches on all of these electric points here, and I've bought these, which are beautiful, don't you think? I think they're absolutely gorgeous. So those are the plug sockets, but also the light sockets as well. So all the light fittings are like this. And the cooker is a smaller cooker. I didn't need an enormous cooker. I don't need to heat up a huge family-sized oven to make, you know, one baked potato. So that's why this is cool, to have this smaller oven. And also the other cooker had started to short circuit the electrics, and so it was like a little game of Russian roulette. You know, you turn the cooker on, am I going to have electricity, am I not? And so it was quite nice to get rid of that cooker. I have to get my head around this though. I've got all the books here, and I've got to read. I mean, that's interesting. The quick start guide, that'll be where I start. But what's weird about new appliances is they have QR codes. So I have to scan a QR code to get the instruction booklet for this. I haven't actually decided how these work yet or what I'm going to do about these. They're going to be fine. So there's that. Now then, what else can I explain to you about? Because I've been in a building site, I haven't been able to use the cooker at all. So I've been using this. My kids gave me this air fryer for Christmas, and I don't know, what do you think of air fryers? This has saved me these past few weeks because I'm able to just do some air fried vegetables in there and cook, and that's what I eat, a big plate of salad and a load of air fried vegetables. It's absolutely brilliant. So I've been using my kettle and my air fryer so that I can make cups of tea and eat my supper. Those are the two important things. I'm very pleased with those. But then look here, because this corner's a bit weird, because it, you know, this, you wouldn't be able to get into the cupboard here. So I've got one of these fancy kind of pull them out and stick them in kind of things. I don't know what these are called. The magic corner cupboard. Now that's not what's going to be on there. I'm not going to put those things there. I've just put them there for now, because once they've finished with all the electrics here and we've got this wall painted, then there's going to be some shelves up here, and the shelf brackets are here. I'll just show you the shelf brackets. They're here. they look like this. I won't undo them because they're all stuck together, but the shelf brackets look like this, and the shelves themselves are not painted, they're going to be wooden, they're going to be beautiful. So one more thing that they haven't built yet, but they're going to put a cupboard in there to utilise that space next to the fridge, which is going to be fantastic. So there's lots still to happen here. This is still being made, all of the electrics are still being done. All of this up here has to be sorted out. There's quite a lot of making good to happen, and painting and all of that. And everywhere I look there's another bit of a hole that needs to be plastered over. So there's a lot of work still to do in this kitchen, but I am very, very much enjoying it, the idea of it. And so let me show you the worktop. So this is the work surface I've got here at the moment, but this is the work surface it's going to be. It's a company called Resilica, and they make these amazing recycled glass worktops, and so that's going to be all the way along here. That's going to take a few weeks though, because they have a long lead-in time. So this cupboard's staying here. It looks a little bit, it doesn't look as beautiful and clean as these cupboards here, so I'm going to give this a really good clean, but I'm not going to paint it or anything. It's going to be exactly as it always was. So there's that. Then the table will go back into the middle of the room. It feels really big and open in here. It feels like you could do a bit of a dance. I'll put the table and the chairs back in the middle of the room, and then I can't think what else is happening. Maybe, did I mention about the lights? I'm going to have more lights along the top here so that I can actually see what I'm doing on the worktops here. So for me, the idea that this is lower now is absolutely brilliant. That all the things that I need to use are really easily to hand here. It's great. My little under sink cupboard here is really great. Now, they're soft close. I'm trying to get used to the idea of soft close drawers. If you have those, you'll know what I mean. That they're a bit. They're lovely the way that they suck themselves back into the cupboard. And I'll show you another drawer that I really like, or cupboard, and it's this little long and thin one here, which is going to have all the dishwashing stuff in. I really like that one. That's just made use of that thin little bit of space there. So the kitchen's great. I can't wait to do some cooking in here with you, and hopefully that'll be really quite soon. So by the magic of editing, that might actually be right now. Well, it's ages later now, and most of the kitchen is finished, and I've been starting to use it and cook, and this afternoon some of my family are coming to visit, so I'm making a meal for this evening. And I just want to point out a few lovely things about this kitchen. I love the colours that we painted the cupboard doors. I really like how when this run of things were put in, the kitchen sink was centred to the window. That makes it look just really in proportion, I think. And the shelves are my favourite thing, with all my dishes and plates and things on both sides here. I just love them. And then over here is this beautiful dresser bottom. Now I always had this. This was always here, and we haven't quite finished this yet because they're going to put a back on here to make it like a proper dresser rather than open to the wall. So that'll look lovely with a wooden back on. But this, with its beautiful cupboards and really big, deep, spacious cupboards and lovely drawers, I might have to invite you to come and look in this drawer because it is my favourite drawer in the whole house. Are you ready? Here we go. I wonder how long it'll stay like that with all my tea towels. I haven't put many things back on here yet because, as I say, they haven't finished doing this yet, and they also haven't finished making the cupboard that will box in the electrics here. But all of the rest of this is working so beautifully well. All the electrics are finished now, and if you can see, maybe this is a place to see here, my lovely green socket covers and switches against this lovely pink wall. So pink and green, my absolute favourite colours. This is all sorted now. I'm going to be chopping veg and making this ratatouille that I'm making for my visitors coming this afternoon for our supper, and it's a very delightful kitchen to work in. One of the biggest features of it is how low this is. This is the same height as the cooker, and it means then that I can actually reach to chop and work at the kitchen surfaces really well. So it was worth waiting for. It took a long time, quite a lot longer, but then these jobs always do, don't they? You start away with something and a couple of months later, it's at this point now, which is like 90% finished, and I'm very pleased with it. There's a couple more things that I've got to get added in here yet, and I'll definitely show you them on a future cooking video. But for now, I'm going to start chopping away and get this stew made. Now, thank you for watching. Thank you so much for watching me here at the Last Homely House. I'm really grateful to you all. And when you click that subscribe button, always put your notifications on so that you'll know when I next post a video. But we post here at the Last Homely House every 2 weeks on a Sunday evening at 7 o'clock British Summer Time. So join me in a fortnight's time for whatever else I get up to, and I will see you then. But I'm going to cook now.